I think what I'm feeling very strongly is that my fight from the beginning is a mother fight. I felt in the 7th of October that my fight is a mother's fight to bring back her daughter. This is the fight of mothers all around the world because we gave birth to our kids, and this is the most and pure thing to do to bring life. We want them to live happily, to be safe like they were safe when they were in our womb. It's something very basic to mothers. We have to join our forces together to make this world a better place for our kids, for the safety, to be better people. We think differently, maybe. I guess the same cause, same aim.
As a mother, my heart goes out to you.
Thank you. My heart goes to all of us. We have to stand and talk on behalf of life.
We saw the silence in our community about extremism after 9/11. And we said, we are mothers. We are tough. And we speak the truth. We're not afraid to speak the truth. We came forward as American Muslim women saying, this is wrong. This is un-Islamic. It is against all of our values, our cultural values as South Asians, as Arab Muslims, as everybody, as human beings. After October 7th, the silence that we heard, that we saw and felt, it was just unconscionable to think that there is a difference between a Muslim woman and a Jewish woman. No, we are all one. We are mothers, we are women, we are the producers of the next generation. And for us to not come forward and acknowledge that this was the most heinous crime against women and not say anything about the way the rape and the butchering was committed, we could not stay silent. And as a mother, I believe that if I did not speak up, my daughter would question me, maybe not now. Maybe in 10 years, she'll say, my mother was, leading a civil rights organization of women and she didn't say anything about this. It was, such heinous crimes against women. I could not be silent about this because I was in Pakistan doing the IRF Religious Freedom Roundtables. And while I was there, there was a Belgian woman who was gang raped and her body was thrown. And it just reminded me of the Israeli girl, the hostage who was gang raped and being taken around everywhere. In that, that image came to my mind. And I said, why don't we as human beings see how criminal this is and how it is a crime against humanity not to say anything? And how our children, if not today, tomorrow are going to ask, Mother, why didn't you speak up? Sisters in Gaza, I was going to stand with you and the Israeli sisters on October 4th. And as mothers say, enough is enough. We don't want any children to die. Islam gives us the courage to be the mother like Moses' mother, like Jesus' mother, like Prophet Muhammad's mother. Islam has elevated the status of mothers. And today I ask you, my sisters, in Gaza, make sure that you raise your children to love life, to understand that Allah has put the rights of human beings, our bodies, above rights of Allah. As we raise our children to love life, it is very important. And the power that Allah has given us as Muslim women, as women, is incredible. That a man will not likely go to heaven if he has hurt the mother. That is the saying of the Prophet. So why can't we raise our children to be the kind of Muslims that Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was? He believed in negotiating. He believed in diverse voices. And so I ask you to give your children books. Give them the value of life, because that is what Islam is about. The Quran says you need to save a life. If you save a life, you have saved humanity. So how can Allah be happy when we go out and give our children and say, take them, we will go to the heavens? Think again, read the Quran yourself, and then give your children the gift of life, not the terror of death.
What I'm saying is very similar to what you said, that the Judaism is based on two things mainly. One of them is cherish life. It's more than that, even that life is something to cherish, and it's holy. This is the holy thing, life. And the other one is communities, the strength of community. In Judaism, it is very strong, the sense of community, of being together. We have a saying in Hebrew that says that you saved one person's life, it's like you saved the whole world. And this is very similar. When we are conversing, really conversing, we find that there is more that is the same than different. The essence is very similar. And I would like also to say to my people to read more and check the facts more. Don't just rely on what people say to you. Look for more information. Try to understand better what is going on around you, and try to make your own conclusions and not rely on other people's conclusions, because they are not always correct, and sometimes they are, they have different intention. But if someone comes with a clean heart, with a pure heart, and listens to other people, the conclusions can be very different. And to find what is similar between us and work from there to try and see how we are keeping our differences, but in an honorable way.
Merav, Surah Maida, the one in the Quran, is taken straight from the Torah. It's the same one that you mentioned, that if you have saved one life, Allah says you have saved the entire humanity. So how can Allah want us to give our children's lives? Let's recall Prophet Abraham, peace be upon him, his own, when Allah told him, sacrifice, it was to show how dear life is. Allah was not going to take any life. Allah was going to give life. And that's what we as Muslims celebrate every year, that, Allah cherishes life and He loves us. He wants us to also cherish our life, our body, and take care of it, because we also believe in Islam that each part of our body is going to speak on the Day of Judgment and is going to say, did you take care of the body? And how are we going to justify that we give our children for jihad? No, we have a choice. We have a choice to sit together and say, let's work it out. And we have so much more in common than everybody thinks. Even burial rites are from Judaism. We follow the monotheistic Islam, the religion. And then, when it comes to conflicts on land and history, we forget that we are one, people, children of Abraham, and that in our prayers we are asking Allah to bless us and our prophet, just like He blessed Prophet Abraham and his children. Who are his children? His children are Jews and Christians, and we forget that. We say that in our prayers more than a dozen times every single day, but wallah, we forget that. And if Allah wanted us to not be kind to Jews and Christians, then would we say Durood Ibrahimi so many times in our prayers? So for those people who are using verses of the Quran to divide us, you think again and you look at the Quran in a new light and say, what is Allah really saying? Allah is saying, we're all the same people. We are the children of Abraham, and no one will change that. We may be misguided temporarily, but we are going to come together. It's just a matter of time.
I want to add, love is learned, so is hate. So in this time, there is a special duty on women, particularly mothers, to really take stock of what is happening around us. Especially to the women of Gaza, my message is, we saw terrible videos of some Hamas having killed and raped Jewish women, call the mothers and say, hey, mom, I killed so many Jews. And then the parents were shouting, very good. And those things disturbed us. And we see, the world sees a very strong level of apathy coming from the citizens of Palestine. And it's time for the Gazan women to lead a brand new movement because the spotlight is on Gaza women, on the mothers of Gaza. And they will definitely have to ask 3 questions. One is, what type of leadership did we invest in? Did they teach us? What did they teach us? What was the core of this leadership that we supported? And how has it shown up? They have to ask that question. Enough people have to wake up. So Gazan mothers have to wake up. Then secondly, they have to ask themselves, what is the vision we have given our children? Is it one of death? Is it one of life? Is it one of hope, or is it one of despair? Is it one of hate, or is it one of love? These are the questions Gazan women have to ask, mothers particularly. They have to wake up. And they have to work, take tiny steps, because I know still it's very raw. So many mothers have lost their, somebody has died in their families as well. And so much of healing needs to take place. But work has to happen. Healing won't fall from the sky. And the Gazan mothers particularly have to start this new movement. And there's a powerful player in that moment, that is the Jewish mother. This can't happen without the two. You know, I always say this is a moment for all of us to develop competing virtues. You can't just say, oh yeah, I told them this, I was trying to be nice, and they're not responding, but we have to be nicer. So the responsibility is crucial. It's so deep. We have to wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning and ask, what can we do for this peace process, you know? The Gazan mothers have to do this. They have to lead it. And the Jewish mothers who are not new to this, you have an even bigger mandate, you know? Reach out, shower them with love, which we don't have to teach you. Not once after October 7th, we went to Israel. Not once were we judged. Sometimes I always think, oh my God, I don't know what they're thinking of us. Because our religion is on trial. Community is on trial. And my message to the Gazan mothers is, you know, we are standing with you. We understand the challenges you have had. We understand the politics that has been played by all sides. But we can't let what happened in October 7th happen again. We have to stop this hate.
I so agree with both of you and what you've said about the religious that now is put on a trial. This is a test also for us if we cherish life, and this is by also taking out our hostages, the ones that are still alive, and the one that already murdered, bring them back to be buried respectfully, or we are losing all the values that we cherished and that we worked so hard to teach our kids, the mutual responsibility for each other, the fact that we love life, and this is what we cherish, and this is the biggest test I think we have in a long, long time. And I think the point that we need to work together is on building back the trust, because this is something all of us lost on the 7th of October. Internal between us, external to the world, to the Muslim world, and also to the people in Gaza. And this is something we have to work, but building trust is not by killing, it's by speaking to the one that want to speak. And I think we are now in a kind of stronger place, all of us that here in this Zoom meeting, and we can help the people that need strength from us to learn how to see the world different, how to decide to value life and start from there. And this is by joining hands, all the people that cherish life. And this is something which is a movement around the globe.
And I want to add here that I don't know what is the Islam that is being practiced in Palestine and by Hamas, and the people are not speaking up. It's really clear that one is we cannot initiate war, which Hamas did. Secondly, we cannot take women, elderly as hostages. Hamas has clearly done that. And thirdly, this is the egregious part of it. We cannot desecrate the dead. And today, my heart bleeds for the Jewish. It is that low that what we are seeing, what Hamas has done and is continuing to do. It is that low what has happened by what Hamas has done to the world. So Muslims have to speak up. Islam is being desecrated. Women are being desecrated. Mothers' hearts are torn. They have taken children, killed them, raped them, murdered them. So at all levels, we can't continue this without really going to the roots of this problem. And that is going and seeing this kind of teaching, this hatred that has been taught to the children. And yes, you have grievances. We accept that, but we have to come to the table as human beings and sort it.